Awesome. Thank you, Tori. Thank you so much. It was kind of a little bit nerve-wracking just beforehand, finding out that there was a storm going through Louisiana, and we may not have been able to do this Zoom this regular way. So anyhow, thank you for pulling it off and doing that. So everyone, thanks very much for being here tonight. I'm happy to be here. My name is Loughlin, and I am your host this evening. I live on Vancouver Island, beautiful Vancouver Island, which is on the very west coast of Canada. We have snow-capped mountains and we have the ocean, and every day I am grateful to live here, absolutely grateful. And spring is here. I mean, we're planting flowers now, but I can't say that about Manitoba, the other part of Canada and the other part of other places. They've still got snow. So I think we live in paradise. Anyhow, our first guest tonight, so we'll carry on in process, and our very first guest tonight, and I'm so happy to welcome him on, Ben Anderson. Ben, I have known him a few years now, and I met him through Like Vantage, and he's an incredible man. He's a teacher, a family man, 5 children, but every time I meet Ben, he's got this composure. He's got this lovely calm about him, and he gets things done, and I love his smile. So Ben, if you wouldn't mind just unmuting and let's hearing what you have to say.
Wow, thank you, Chris. I wanted to know who this guy was that you were talking about. Sound like a pretty cool guy. Thank you so much for that intro, Chris. It has been fun getting to know you over the years, and we've had some great adventures together. I'll just jump right in because I know we want to stick to our schedule, and I was asked to share my story. I'm not going to go into every detail because I wanted to really hone in on 2, maybe 3 specifics. So about 16 years ago or so, I was in an accident, and some old sports injuries flared up. And it was to the point that I couldn't sleep. Closest thing I could get to that kind of maybe resembled sleep was sleeping on the floor in the living room with heat pads on one shoulder and ointment on the other. And yeah, it was not very nice. I think that's why I always have a smile on my face, because I was faking it for so long. It just stuck. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. So my body just was not good. Kerry Arnott, he's on here tonight too. He's been a friend of mine. He's my brother from another mother. And he said, hey, I don't know if this will work, but give her a go. And I wouldn't suggest you using that line because it doesn't instill a whole lot of confidence. So I wouldn't use that line. But I was at meets and I knew that I had to do something. I was a builder, a carpenter as well. So I would be, I still remember stuccoing a ceiling while my mom held my arm up, and we stuccoed together. So I tried it, and a number of days later, like literally 3 days later, I was a youth leader at the time, and I was wrestling with these 17-year-old boys. And usually, because of my injury, I would kind of stand back, but these guys wouldn't get involved. So I'm like, okay, who wants to take me on? And they knew I had a shoulder injury, so they're like, oh yeah, let's do this. Well, I pinned every 17-year-old, and the next day I was not sore. So I'm like, there's got to be something here. I don't know what it is, but it works. So I couldn't keep my mouth shut on that. So I figured, you know what? I need to start the business because I'm going to be talking about this anyway. So I've got to start the business. Second thing, fast forward about, I don't know, 2-3 years. And I'm a teacher, like Chris said, and it usually takes me, because I have attention issues, usually takes me all summer to do my plans for the year. And I had done them, handed them in, and my principal came to me saying, we're going to be inspected, which is a normal, every couple of years, schools get inspected. And she's like, you got to redo those plans. They're not up to snuff. We'll get called on that. So I'm like, okay, I can do that. She's like, yeah, you got 3 days. I'm like, what? There's no way I can do that. Axio had just come out. So I just got my first shipment of Axio. So I'm like, yeah, I'll give her a go again, right? I took an Axio. 8 hours later, I came out of my office. The plans were done. I submitted them. My principal a couple days later said, who helped you with these? These are better than mine. And I'm like, Axio helped me with these. So again, couldn't keep my mouth shut. But at the time I was a teacher, 5 kids, like Chris said. Money was tight. I didn't have an extra at the time. It was about $700. I didn't have that extra cash. So what I did is, because I knew there was something here, I knew that if it did what it did for me, number one, I want to help everybody. But number two, from a business point of view, nobody knows about us yet. I'm like, hello, sign me up, right? So I put on my credit card and put together a plan that by the time I got my credit card statement, I had earned enough money to pay for my credit card statement. So it ended up not costing me any money, really. I get, depends on how you look at that, but you get what I'm saying. So I mean, I understand people are tight right now, but do whatever you can to come join us, because we are creating a wave, and it's not just a wave of, you know, fun and excitement, which we have, but it's a wave of proactive health, which this world is dying for. So with that, I want to turn the time back over to Chris. And Chris has been an amazing example to me. She's always, she was saying that I'm calm. I am like a duck in water right now. My feet are going like, ooh, right? She's probably going to say the same thing, because she has this demeanor about her as well that I really respect. I know I can always count on her to lift me when I'm down. So I'll pass it over to you there, Chris.
Thank you. Thanks, Ben. That was awesome. I didn't know that story about you with the 17-year-olds. That's wonderful. Good for you. I love it. That's excellent. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about me now. I'm 72. We married 52. We're going on 53 years in a very short time. I would say that's a long-term relationship. But I was also young once. And when Tom and I, in our early years, in our 20s, we had dreams and we had ambitions, and we bought a hotel. We put a ton of money into it, and our heart and our soul. But you know, it wasn't the right time. It just was not the right thing. The economy was not good, and we lost an awful lot of money. And we lost heart, and we lost a bit of our soul. But you know, we were young, and it was, okay, so what? We'll just move on. We worked hard, like many people have done over the years. You work 5 days a week to get 2 off. You work 50 weeks a year to get 2 off. That's what we did. But we enjoyed our lives as we knew it, and we invested in our kids. We loved whatever we could do with our kids, and I am so, so proud of them, so proud of them. But we never planned for retirement, didn't understand, didn't honestly know what that meant. It was sort of like always on that someday list, just never getting there, never understanding what to do. And then boom, all of a sudden, you're at that age in the golden years, supposedly whenever you retire and everything's wonderful and you're no longer in the workforce and life is beautiful. Well, it doesn't always happen like that. And it didn't happen for us either. We were hit with some major challenges. First year it was hip, second year it was heart, the next year it was prostate cancer, all for Tom. The big eye opener was the prostate cancer. Tom's dad passed away from that. So it was like, okay, where are we at? Fear set in, everything. It was a scary time for us, really scary. But it was during that radiation vacation. Tom's got a great sense of humor, and we tried to keep light of what we were doing. But during that radiation vacation, one of the things that we kept going over, what is it that's most important, is besides our kids and our grandkids, they're number one. But what did we not have? We didn't know what time we had. We had no idea. So we sold our only asset. We sold our home. We bought a motorhome. and we took off for 5-6 months. You know, it was the best I think we had felt in years. It was absolutely incredible. Just us. We had time, I had Tom, and we had our dog, and we just loved every minute of it. But you know, that doesn't last either, right? You have to settle down. But nothing had changed. Tom's health was still the same. Our finances were still the same, only now we were on that fixed pension income. And it's really not a lot of money to live on, just not. So then 5 years ago, I was invited to look at the ABC primetime video. And I think maybe most of us have seen what it is, but if you haven't, please check it out. I knew ABC primetime, when they did a report, they're telling you the truth. They're going to air what is real. And that was important to me. So I checked it out, but what piqued my interest were a couple of words: heart and cancer. So I knew at that time that this was something for Tom. This was something that he needed to have. Now, I knew it was network marketing, and I never wanted to do network marketing ever again. I've been there, done it, and didn't want to do it again. But you know, like, don't get me wrong, I believe wholeheartedly in the business model of network marketing. I just had never found the right fit for me. So even though I said at the time, and actually I met Sonny back then, and he may not remember this, but I remember Sonny. And we went back, and I remember saying, I'm not doing this business. I don't want to do this business. But you know, in your gut, there's something inside you that says, I want to do this. But I needed to learn a little bit more. I needed to find out what was going on. So I went to some more local events. And what I learned was the company, LifeVantage, well, it was publicly traded. Well, what did that mean? I wasn't quite sure, but what did that mean? Well, number one, it meant they were not going to disappear in the middle of the night. That had happened to one of the other ones I'd been in. Total transparency. I can go in, I can look at the stocks, I can look at what's happening in the market, I can look and see where the income statements are. Total transparency. So for me, that was a good thing. So then what about timing? Is it the right time for me to putting my efforts into this at my age? Is that what I want to do? But you know what I thought about, maybe if I'd known about timing back when in our 20s and understood it a bit more, we may have saved a lot of money and saved a lot of stress of what we did back then. So if you look around and you just think about what's happened in this past year. People have lost their jobs. Businesses they've just closed down. They cannot recover. And that the fear of the unknown. So is timing important? Absolutely, it is important. And then we ask about trends. What are they? Well, health and wellness, it's definitely here to stay. People not only want to live longer, but we want to have a better quality of life. Like me, I want to have a better quality of life, even at my age, right? I want that. But is there a system? Every business has to have a system, whether it's McDonald's or whatever, we need a system. And there is an incredible system in place with what we have. It's an easy one to follow, but it's not always easy to do. It takes work. It takes a lot of work. It takes commitment, and it takes what you want to give into it. So, but there is a system. But along with that system came team support, training. Nothing I've ever seen in my working career or in my network marketing career. I have never seen the support and the training, the personal growth, the business development. I've never seen it. Even the company, they go above and beyond with the training and support that they give us. They've even come up with an app, a free app, that is so darn smart. And they call it Amy, Artificial Machine Intelligence. And you know, it also means, Amy, in French means friend. So I think we've got a good thing going here. It's a good thing. So then we have products. What can I say about the products? Can I put my heart, can I put myself behind what we have? Well, our flagship product, I think I need a drink of Axio right now. Pro Tandem NRF2 is an activator. Well, it was sold, thank you. It was sold in the retail stores like Walgreens, but no one really understood what NRF2 activation was. It just wasn't there. Then ABC Primetime did that video. And when John Quinones did his blood test on national television to prove the company's claim, reduce oxidative stress 40% in 30 days. And he did that, and he proved it in less time. It flew off the shelves. They could not keep stock. It just took off. So what is oxidative stress? I didn't understand that really. I didn't understand it, but it's like when you cut an apple and it turns brown. What's happening? What's happening to that apple? That's what's happening to our cells. That's what's happening. But also what happened from that ABC Primetime, which is really, really awesome. Places like Harvard University, Washington State University, American Heart Association, they all did their own peer-reviewed studies. Their cost, their dollar, they did the studies. And they are now in the medical library called PubMed.gov. It was not funded by LifeVantage, so it was not statements made by the company. These were independent. And that was important. That was really, really important. So when it didn't do so well in the retail market, LifeVantage realized the importance of telling our stories. And so we do this all the time. We tell our stories, and they turned it into the different means of distribution, turned it into network marketing or direct sales. That allows us to come together, talk about our experiences, talk about what has happened in our lives. That's what the network marketing portion was. You see, NRF2 activate, it's not supplementing our bodies. It's activating, totally different. It's replacing, repairing, preventing damage to our cells. And that's important for the aging process. It's important for everyone, no matter what age, to be consuming this NRF2 to activate their bodies. Over the past few years, though, too, LifeVantage, they're very smart, very wise. They've added a couple of other activators into our product line. NRF1 boosts your mitochondria, that's the powerhouse of your cell. NAD increases your sirtuin, that's another part of our body. But I'm not going to get into the details of what those products are. We can talk about that another time. We can do that. We have activated hair care. We have activated skin care. We have activated pet care. And last night on a Zoom, we had great stories and experiences with pets. And there is absolutely no placebo with animals. We have an immune booster that supports our immune system. We have probiotic, prebiotic, and Mago. And the energy drink that Ben was talking about, phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal for brain and for focus. So when LifeVantage is looking at a total package of health, that's what we are. We are a complete wellness, long-term health. That's what we are in our products. And that hits and fits with the health and wellness industry. But how do I get paid? Well, you know, you do all this work and you want to know, how am I going to work at this? Well, LifeVantage has an incredible compensation plan, paid in 8 different ways. And again, I'm not going into that, but it's very easy to show how we can find that and how to use that and learn about it. But my experience, my own personal experience, when I said yes 5 years ago for a product to benefit Tom, I did not realize the impact and the benefits that it would have on our lives. The impact it's had on our kids, absolutely huge. And as I said before, I had not prepared for retirement. We were living on a very, very fixed income. I knew I couldn't afford it, but I knew I couldn't afford not to. So what happened was I got excited. I got excited by what I saw, and I just started talking to people. Received a check the first month, received a check the second month. I'd paid back the investment that I'd made, and I continue to get a check every single month. Some months better than others, but that's my choice. That's on me, what happens with that. I have no one else to blame or no one else to say, that's me. That's on me, what's happened. But when I see people my age, and there's nothing wrong with still working at my age if you choose to do that. There's nothing wrong with that. But I ask myself, why? Why, whenever it's so hard for you, and I look at the stores and what they're doing, and it's even hard for them to get up and move. And I think, why are you doing that? And I also look back and I look at young people, and I look at my grandchildren, and my daughters have been single parents and struggling to make ends meet. I've been there. I know what that feels like, that there's no money left. I know what it feels, but I also know that there is a choice. We have a choice. Now, not everyone wants to make a whole mega amount of money, but there's no limit. That's you choose to do. But $200 a month, $300 a month, that can save a home. That can save a marriage. That can save a relationship. That's how important it is. And if this is something that interests you, let's talk. We can figure out how to help you do that. Some say we have a gift to share. I look at it a little differently. I feel we have an obligation. I feel we have an obligation to share this as an investment. This is an investment in your health. It's an investment in your finances. It's an investment in your future. But it's in your control. Absolutely your control. So I'm saying, don't wait till something happens. Don't do that. Don't wait till it's too late to do something about it. Whether it's your health or whether it's your finances, just look at where your situation, look at what you can do, and look and see how we can help you get what you're looking for. So I'm going to take a deep breath now, and I'm going to introduce my daughter. And my daughter is a 48-year-old, has been a single mom, two incredible young adults as her children. I am so proud of all of my kids. I am proud of all of my grandchildren. I think she's my rock. I think they're all my rock. And I am so grateful that they are part of my life. And I invested my time in them as we grew together. So welcome. This is my daughter, Jackie.
Thank you,
Jackie.
Mom. Hi. That was awesome, Mom. Hi, everybody. My name is Jackie, and as Mom said, I am, maybe you didn't say, I'm 49 years old and a mother of two. And all my life, I've always been a very active person. As a youth, as a child, as an adult, I was always active. Sports, soccer, you name it, I was doing it. But a couple of years ago, actually, it's probably about 4.5 years ago now, I woke up one morning and my feet were hurting, and I thought maybe it was just my shoes. And but the pain wasn't going away, and it actually started to get worse and worse, to the point where it started to radiate throughout my whole body. And I saw my doctor, and I ended up seeing specialists. And before you know it, I was on up to 30 pills a day because nobody could seem to figure out what was wrong. I wasn't sleeping. I gained an insane amount of weight. I dove into a deep depression. And everybody's answer was, we don't know, try this drug. And Mom had mentioned a few times, unfortunately, I didn't listen the first time, but she had mentioned a few times about Protandim, and I just kept saying, no, Mom, the doctors will figure it out. And I'm just going to stay on this course and figure out what's wrong with me. I tried different therapies. I spent thousands of dollars, and it was just crazy. And I was pretty much at the end of my rope. And what finally did it was one night, I came home from work, as I usually did, and crawled into bed and just bawled my eyes out. And my husband came in and told me that my daughter had come to him the day before and was crying, worried about me. And that broke my heart, because I didn't realize that what I was going through was affecting everybody else. I just thought it was my own misery. And I truly didn't believe that it was affecting anybody else outside of me and my body and my mind. And that hurt. And so I was like, okay, I got to figure this out. No one else is doing it. So Mom mentioned it one more time, and I said, yes, I will do it. I'll try it. And I would say about a month, I started sleeping better. I started noticing that the pain throughout my body was lessening, and I started easing myself off of the drugs. And I would say it was probably about 6 months. I was completely drug-free, other than the Protandim. And I was starting to work out. I was sleeping through the night. My depression, I wasn't depressed anymore. I was actually getting active and back into with my kids. And I believe that it saved me. I'll never stop taking Protandim. And I also take the NRF1, and I take the NAD, and I take the probiotic, and the list goes on. These are awesome products. And like I said, I'll never stop taking them. And I thank God every day that my mom kept mentioning it to me and didn't give up on me. And I also decided to support my mother. I too wasn't going to do any multi-level marketing again either, but I wanted to support Mom. So I joined up as a distributor, and that was a bonus as well, because I also get checks every month that help, and they pay for all my products. So I'm happy as can be. So thank you, Mom.
Oh, thank you, honey. That was absolutely awesome. So you can understand when it affects your family, when it affects your kids, and it affects somebody so close to you, and the decision that you made before changes lives, not only my husband, but my daughter Jackie, and the rest of our kids, and whomever else we've touched is just. Anyhow, thanks, honey, for doing that tonight. I so appreciate it, because she jumped in at the last minute, and thank you. So before we finish off tonight, you might be asking yourself, can I do this? How can I do this? Is it even possible for me to do this? And I'm going to ask you, where will you be in 5 years from now? If you want something to change, you have to change something. Even if they're little steps, just little steps are better than no steps. So I'm going to encourage you that if you have any questions, please get them answered. You've heard our stories tonight. We come from our heart. That's what we do. But have a look at the income statement. Sometimes your brain has to go in all of the right directions too. Look at the income statement, see what might fit for you, whether it's 100, 200, whatever. Look at it. Check out the peer review studies. Know what that product, what that means. Know that. Check the company if you need to. Talk with any one of us. Any one of us, we're here to help. That's what our mission is. That's what we want to do. We want to make a difference. So, it's your future. But you have a say in your future, and you have control of what you do. and where you're going. So with that, I'm going to say thank you. I think I went a little bit longer than I was going to, but thank you everyone for being part of tonight. And like I said, any questions? We're here to help and here to answer. So good night, everyone.
Thank you so much. Excellent.
Good night. Thank you. That was wonderful.
Amazing stories. Thank y'all.
Yeah.
Amazing stories.